Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Hi. You just caught me thumbing through my back pages, thinking about better times as we're stuck in this quite traumatic lockdown. Hope everyone's having a nice time in their back gardens or their front yards and keeping a safe distance from each other. And I was in the supermarket earlier on, and I lunged in towards the frozen food area, and a woman that was about a foot away from me started screaming, literally under her breath. I was like, ah! Like I was about to reach for her handbag or worse. I was expecting some mace in the face or some such or pepper spray, but she refrained. I recoiled in horror and moonwalked back a safe 2 meters ish. How can you judge 2 meters just through your eyes and spatial awareness? I have terrible spatial awareness at the best of times, so good luck to anyone who's practicing that. But it reminded me of simpler times in the supermarket when we could rub shoulders and have top bants with the checkout workers there. So this is a little tall, small tale from a simpler time when supermarkets were places of togetherness and consumerism. But consumerism was with a friendly face as opposed to glowering over the last toilet roll and kicking each other in the nuts for that can of mackerel, which even though you think you need, you're never going to use. So this is when I was in Tesco last year. Unbeknownst to me, the packaging of the veggie sausages I bought this morning in Tesco was ripped. One of the beef-free blighters rudely poked out as the woman at the checkout was scanning them through. She shrieked. I also emitted a little shriek as the dull grey faux sausage product proceeded to fully pop out, then flop onto her lap. She picked it up with a wary thumb and forefinger and examined it in the light, mildly curious but mostly repulsed, before brusquely inserting it back to rejoin its fellows in the packet. Well, that was unexpected, I said, lightening the mood. We both laughed. I've never seen one like that before, she said, still laughing. It was starting to feel a wee bit improper, so I thought I'd kill this frisky levity with a steely fact. That's because it's a vegetarian one, I informed her, with my serious face on. She paused for a second, then laughed even harder. She was still roaring and now also slapping the side of her till when I shuffled off mumbling something about getting a replacement pack. They do really good veggie sausages in Tesco, by the way. So there you go. They still do. Cauldron, can't recommend them enough. Packs of 6. They've got full of meaty yet non-meaty goodness. I've given one to my son and various friends, and they've literally believed they were tucking into pork gristle. Delicious pork gristle. It's not. They're very good. But Tesco these days is somber queuing. Joyless furtive glances hither and thither, hoping you're not too close to anybody or indeed too far away. There's this weird kind of thing where you feel if you're going too far out of your way that you're treating people with a certain kind of disdain or horror that they might be infected. A lovely thing happened to us very quickly before I let you go. A lovely thing happened to us on the way back from Marks and Spencer's today. We went to the pound shop and Marks and Spencer's to even it up. You gotta, between upper class and lower class is the tepid warm water of my existence. This old gentleman in a mobility cart stopped my son and I and said, "Excuse me," and then he made a point of saying, "I hope I'm not too close to you." And we were like, "No," and he said, "Are you familiar with the shop Clever Clogs?" No, I was familiar with the shop Clever Clogs. Clever Clogs is a shop down the Lisburn Road where I live, which sells educational equipment for kids, for young, bright things. I went, "Yes, I do know Clever Clogs." And he was like, "I went there looking for shoes because it's called Clever Clogs." And imagine nice, and I filled in immediately. I went, "Yeah, it's full of educational stuff for kids." And he went, "Yes, I know. It's amazing." And before he trundled off, he went, "Thanks for stopping." And then he carried on again in his mobility cart. And I'd like to think my simple exchange and absence of horror at talking to this older gentleman in his mobility cart has somehow left a dent in his day. But then I saw 10 yards up, I looked back, and he was asking the next passerby the same thing about Clever Glug, so didn't feel quite so special then. But, you know, it's important to reach out and say hello to people if you can. Often because it terrifies the fuck out of them, and that's kind of funny in itself. At least you've done your bit. And I'm off to the garden now. I've got my party shirt on. I've got my party beverage on the go. Stay safe out there, kids. It's a jungle. Loving your work. Bye-bye.